All right. I think I have it set up. I think I have it set up now. And I hope there's not a ton of feedback this time around. So just let me know in the comments below. All right, we shouldn't have any issues this time around. Okay. Let's see here. Want to make sure I have everything good. Let's see here. Want to make sure I have everything good. All right, looks like I fixed that noise feedback. All right, let me send a tweet to let everybody know that the stream is up. Anybody who's already watching, thank you for joining me. I am super excited to talk to you guys about InVision Studio Early Access. It's been a while since I made a video, but I wanted to get this together today because it was really important that I share this with you guys. I've talked about it a lot, and it feels good to finally get my link. I got it woo, I believe a couple of days ago, and I'm a PC user. This is Mac only. So I had to like scramble to find a Mac, which is just sad on my part, being a designer and all. But I'm looking forward to really showing off this application. Let me get rid of this real quick. Eject that because that is that would messed up my first stream if you would have wanted the first people who kind of showed up the first time. All right, so this is InVision Studio Early Access. This is an application that I've been waiting for a long time. If you watch my channel, you know I've been kind of waiting for this application. Right now, my favorite, I just want to go ahead and put it out there, is Adobe XD. It's a really good application to design in. And then I like to also do all of my prototyping in Axure. But either way, I really, really enjoy Adobe XD. But one of the things that really drew me to this application was some of the big menus that I have. I did a whole review of the breakdown of the commercial for InVision Studio. So I kind of broke down the fact that there's big form fills and things like that that you can kind of put your information in and makes it really easy. And I'm really interested to see how the interactions work when you're actually in this application. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be fun. All right. Let me see here. Make sure I got everything up. All right. So since this is my first time ever opening the application, we're going to start small. Let's learn Studio. So as you can see, it's very, very similar to Adobe XD. You have your iPhone options. Oh, just click right into that. It opened up. Let me close that for a second. So you have your iPhone options. You got your X, 8 Plus, as you can see, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, Google Pixel. That's nice. So that's going to be really, really nice right there. Um, Here for the iPads, of course, this is basically all of your tablets. iPad Mini, Pro, Nexus 9. For the iMac, the different screen sizes for that. And then a blank canvas where you can just kind of customize the screen and do whatever you want. One of the things I noticed when I logged in is that right here, you can hit Open Studio or Sketch File. So clearly, InVision Studio is going after people who already use Sketch. Sketch is very, very popular. I know studios where they just use Sketch only, no Photoshop, no Illustrator, just Sketch. So this would be a really good way for someone who's a Sketch user to go ahead and make that transition to Studio. So that's really, really cool. That's nice. Now, as you can see, they got some resources, Learn Studio, support, give feedback, and they have some tutorials. So let's not waste any more time. I know there's only like 4 or 5 people watching, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and get started because I am anxious to do this. I am so anxious to do this. So let's go with the first tutorial. All right. Stretch it out. All right. Layout inside studio. Wow, that control plus makes everything massive quick. This application has no chill. Let me see. Yeah, it literally goes from 100 to 200. That was throwing me off a little bit, so I had to get used to that a little bit. You either zoom in all the way in or zoom in all the way out. All right, layout inside Studio. In Studio's layout engine, you can control how layers resize simply by setting percentage base values and pinning elements. So that's cool. All right. Select the header layer in the inspector panel on the right. Cool. Right click the width and change it from pixels to 100%. Oh, nice. Now, this is what I talked about in my video before. You can see on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/UX Design Show. These are huge. Anytime you work with another application, the font size is usually the same as the title. I love the fact that this application, the selections, the input fields are way bigger than the actual titles themselves. So that's awesome. So let's follow our instructions and change that to 100%. Oh, nice. So it doesn't just take text, you can actually put symbols in there. You set it to 100% and boom, that's what happened. All right, right click with width change to 100%. Boom. Yeah, same thing I just said. I wasn't reading that. The width of that layer is percentage based. So that's nice. So now I guess I'm gonna break ranks here. Okay. I don't know if they really taught us anything. Let me stop. All right. Select the circle layer. Okay. In the inspector panel on the right, choose these settings. Oh, I kind of see where this is going. So over here you have the ability to center things. Oh, let me see. In the inspector panel on the right, choose these settings. That layer is now pinned to the center of the artboard. Okay. So let's select this one. Uh-huh. Gotcha. Okay. So now basically from the top of the circle to the center of the circle, that's where it's going to stay, no matter what happens. Okay. That layer is now pinned to the center of the artboard. All right, cool. All right. Step two, resize your artboard. Now that you set a percentage-based value and pin a layer, they'll act accordingly when you resize the artboard. Give it a try. Okay. So, so this is our artboard. Dope. So this is a lot like what we were seeing on the commercials where people were just able to like grab the edge of the artboard and move that bad boy around. So as you can see with the small tutorial, we was able to pin the circle here to the center. And then we also made this 100%. And now as we edit this artboard and slide it around and do whatever we want to it, it actually stays. And I like that. It actually doesn't, it has like a little bounce when you bring it over. Ooh, okay, that's nice. All right, bring it back, bring it back. All right, that's good. So that's pretty cool. I mean that's neat. That's awesome. So let's do some other exploring real quick. All right. Um, how do we do fields in this application? All right. So now that we get a chance to really play with this, I have this circle here selected. I'm gonna zoom in real quick. All right. So I have the circle here selected, and just so you know, you can't see my hands on the keyboard, but I'm able to use the space bar to get my hand tool the same way you're able to do in Photoshop. Um, Here we can change colors. I think this is really neat. You can actually change the RGB. Oh my God, the RGB in this application. You can actually control it to that and be that specific. You can also switch that. You can put it in a hex if you want to. And it looks like right here, you can actually save favorite colors. So all your favorite colors can be saved here, and you can see them as a grid or you can see them in a list. So that's really cool. No scroll bars on that list, but you can just use your mouse and you can just scroll that. So that's really neat. Another thing, if you notice right here, clearly this is the gradient tool. So basically, you have colors, then you have gradients. So you hit that gradient, and now you're able to look at it through the RGB uh, version of that gradient. You can make changes to it here, and it looks like this is a yes regular gradient. Okay, so you can really play with that if you want to. All right, and that lets you drag that so you can intensify that gradient however you like. That's really cool. So you can really play with that and get have a lot of fun with that. So we're gonna just put it back the way it was. I'm gonna just choose one of these blues. I don't remember. Actually, I think that's the one. So that's good. All right. So that's nice. And then also too, right here, you have your opacity just set up right here. One of the things I like is that this menu is a nice size. This is very well done. It's very stylized, and I like the fact that it is contextual, meaning that anytime you're doing something, that's the only time you get those options. Very much like Axure, Adobe XD works the exact same way, and it's really cool that you can actually do this like this. This is nice. All right, it's a circle. We're not going to rotate it. All right, that's cool. So let's do the next tutorial here. Don't save. Animation. Yeah. The zoom has no chill. No chill whatsoever. 25, 50, 100. No, so it's not very incremental. Not very incremental at all. All right. So now we're going to look at animations here. Creating animations in Studio. Studio brings your layers to life in just a few clicks. Follow these steps to create your first animation. All right. Step one, add an interaction. You already have a head start. Studio automatically matches the layers in your starting and destination artboards. All you need to do is customize the transitions and gestures. Pro tip, keep your layer structure and naming tidy so your animations always work, which we should always know that. Studio uses a combination of your artboard groups and your layer order, type, and name to determine what animates during the motion transition. Select the folder group 1, artboard 1. All right, let's do that. Then, whatever that symbol is, ah, on your C, whoa, then on your C, on your keyboard or C on your keyboard. Okay. So basically, if you want this particular object, you can press C. Is it Command C? No. On your keyboard, pick whip over to artboard 2. Okay. So there we go. Start from the bottom. No. Boom. Interesting. Pick whip over to artboard 2. Okay. And then we want this to be a tap. We're going to change it to swipe right. And then change transition to choose motion. Okay. Save. All right. So that's cool. All right. And then preview. Done. Nice. So I swiped right and it went once. How do I refresh it? Let's close it. Preview it again. That was kind of fast. So as you can see, this is my mouse here. Swipe over. Boom. Done. So that's pretty quick. That's pretty quick. So just do a little quick review of that. Basically, you select this object, you choose your pick whip, select the artboard that you want it to go to. And as you can see here, it just goes from a dark blue to a light blue, and then boom, you got your animation. And just that quick, you can come here, preview it, done. So that's pretty sweet. So you can see there's a ton of stuff that we can do with that. As a matter of fact, let's play with it. So swipe right, motion. Let's make the duration a little longer and put a little delay on it. Mm, yeah, swipe right is fine. Save. All right, let's preview it. Okay, not bad. Try it again. Nice. So as you can see right there, we got a nice long animation. If you want to really drag it out, that is really cool. So that's really easy to play with. It should remind you a whole lot of Sketch when you're doing stuff like that. The ability to just create animations on the fly like that, I think that's really cool. Um, One thing Adobe XD attempted to do when they were doing this is that they had a separate area just for prototyping, and a lot of people like the fact that there was a good separation. I kind of like that. I can play with it a little bit. Boom, nice long animation. So yeah, a lot of people like the fact that that there was a separate area between design and prototype. But I think if you can simplify it, and it looks like they have here, you can simplify it to the point to where you know what you can do the animations on the screen. It's not overly complicated. This is neat. This is really neat. I like that. Boom. I just know what a pick whip was. I've never heard that. I've never heard the term pick whip before. That is very different. Very very different. All right. So let's play with it. So let's look at some more of these menus here. As you can see, the thing I was so curious about are the menus. I love these big menus. I use an extra wide monitor, and it's really cool when you can have these big labels here, these big input fields, and you can fill them out. Um, you have your rotation, how you want this to be selected and presented on the page. Basically, this sets up the location of the item for your animation. And then you have fields here. All of these menus are minimized automatically because you may or may not need them. But one of the things I like, and I just realized this, you can add multiple fields. You can just keep hitting this plus button and bring on fields. That's pretty cool. And if you want to delete them, you just right click, delete. You don't need that field anymore. Shadows, you don't need that shadow anymore. Right click, delete, right click, delete. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Maybe you would like to see something, a minus button, but it doesn't bother me as much. It's just by the simple fact that if you want to get rid of this, boom, there it is. You can totally do that. Let me make a couple. Can you select them? You can't select them. So you have to go down each one and delete them. Not quite like layers in Photoshop where you can select multiple layers and get rid of them. Because if you apply a filter or if you apply an effect in Photoshop, you can actually select multiple effects and delete them. Suggestion to them: if someone adds multiple fields or multiple shadows, allow them the opportunity to select all of these and delete them in a mass. That way they're not deleting them one at a time like this. At the same time, I think this is neat. It's keeping it very minimalistic because you don't have a ton of buttons on here, which a lot of times in interfaces, you have a ton of buttons and things like that, and it kind of just gets in your way. So this is really, really cool. And of course, you have your layers here. They're set up by your artboards. Just like Adobe XD and Sketch, they have all of their tutorials kind of built around the artboards themselves. And I think this is really, really nice. All right. So that's pretty cool tutorial right there. That was the animation tutorial. And I'm going to not save that because I want to come back and do it later. All right. So let's try out scroll. So for anybody who's just joining the live stream, thank you so much. If you tried to tune in earlier, I was having issues with the stream itself, so I finally got that figured out, and here we are. Also, a little bit about me and my channel. This is the UX Design Show. I am the host, Emmanuel Johnson Jr., and I'm so glad I'm able to do this for you guys today. Like I said, I just got my link, and I've been talking about it a lot on my channel. So if anybody's watching, please subscribe. Check out the channel. I have some more stuff all related to UX, nothing else but UX. Mostly I talk about apps and reviews, app reviews and news, anything that's happening in design. So you'll see a lot of that on my channel. Also, too, I talk about things to help us get work, working with uh, recruiters and things of that nature. So yeah, feel free to check out the channel, watch some videos, and I have more coming up. I just took a break over the last month. I've been watching Black Panther with my son and doing some things around the house. And there wasn't a whole lot of UX news, and I was actually waiting for this to do some videos with. So this is pretty cool. Plus, I work full time as a UX designer. I'm a UX lead for TCS. So I stay pretty busy. But as soon as I have an opportunity, I'm always out trying to do videos and put videos up because I love UX so much. It's so much fun. All right. Now we're into the scrolling tutorial. Scrolling inside Studio. After some simple setup, you can create scrolling artboards in Studio. Oh, that's nice. All right. Step 1, fix position and scroll. Select artboard 1, which is the home artboard. Okay. So the inspector panel on the right shows its scrolling options. Change scrolling to none. Nice. So I didn't notice this before when we selected the artboard. It actually has scrolling here. This is very, very familiar. If you use Extra and you're building states for something and you want something to be a drop-down menu and you want people to be able to scroll that drop-down menu, then this is ultimately the way you would do it. You would choose scrolling hide. You could choose vertical or horizontal scrolling. So this is very, very reminiscent of that. And we're going to change it from none to vertical. Okay. Let's say we want to keep the header at the top when we scroll. Select the header layer, then in the inspector panel, select this icon to fix the position. Okay. So this is our header, the blue box here at the top of the app. And we're going to select this little icon to fix its position. Ah, got it. There are no contextual links on this app. Like right now, I feel as if when I roll over this, it should tell me what this icon is. So that is not there. I think that would be a really good thing to help with users and people who are going to be using this app. So let's click that. Okay, to fix the position. All right. Viewport indicator. Now that preview scrolling. Now that we've created a scrolling artboard, let's preview it. All right, select the play button from the toolbar above or tap on the Command P on your keyboard. Looking good. All right, let's try Command P. We didn't see that earlier. Nice. So now all of those items that I have on my artboard are now scrollable. That is dope. And okay, so I believe that shadow is already there. There's a shadow. I can see it slightly here. So that shadow is already there. So you already have your shadow. It's not dynamically producing that shadow. So as you scroll, you can see that there's a slight shadow here. And I think that's really cool, man. A lot of times when you're designing apps and wireframing and you know that the app is going to have a ton of scrolling if you're designing something for products, or if you're just designing something that's going to be sold, you're going to have a long template, a long wireframe. So the fact that you can now show that off is really neat. The ability to scroll. That is really, really cool. Super simple stuff. And I honestly believe that this is a really nice way of presenting it. View import indicator. Okay. So basically, I guess this is telling us that the end of the app is here. So that way you know what's going to be overflowing, which, I mean, that would just make sense to you if you're working on this. Another thing I noticed as I scroll down this page here, so you don't forget what you're looking at. I don't know if you guys can see it, but when you're scrolling, it says it right there, Artboard 1. So as you're scrolling this, the title is very transparent, but it tells you Artboard 1. Every time I try to roll over, you can't see it. Let me scroll up a little bit. Yeah, Artboard 1. So that's nice. When you're actually working in the file and you're deep down into it and you scroll away, you're trying to figure out what page you're on, boom, it's right there. So that's nice. That's very, very neat type of notification that'll label to let you know what you're doing. So that's good. I mean, this is awesome. These are super simple tutorials, but I think it gives you a real sense of what you'll be creating and what you're doing. I think this is really, really nice. And like I said, I love the menus and everything that you see over here. The fact that you can select this text to get to the artboard, very, very, very much like Adobe XD, and I love the fact that they're very, very similar. All right, so we've completed all 3 tutorials that they given us in this application. Let's see something here. Let's close this. Now they have a YouTube page, which I'm not going to play because I'm streaming. So they have a YouTube page for Learn Studio. I was hoping that would be like another type of tutorial. So let's get into something here. Let's build something. I am soon to work on a new web page for myself. Right now, this is my current website, uxdesignshow.com. Anytime you want, you can check it out. Check out my portfolio. You can look at some of my work. But one of the things I haven't done with my portfolio, I haven't really incorporated the show into my portfolio. I've been super, super busy. So I haven't had an opportunity to, really put videos on here, anything like that. Like I said, I work full time with the UX. So one of the things I've been thinking about doing is when you first come to uxdesignshow.com is having more of a layout that's like these big triangles where one half is all about the show and one half is all about my portfolio. Because I mean, I could easily just stick another link here in between my case studies and things like that, and that would be great. But I think I should really, I want it all to be one website, but have a separate area just for that. So I've been thinking about this a lot. So while we're in this application, let's go ahead and put it together. Let's go ahead and design something since I got you guys here. And I want to appreciate anyone who's watching this stream. I really appreciate you tuning in and checking it out. And hopefully I can record this and put it onto my YouTube channel so you guys can go back and watch it. And throughout the week, I'm going to be making videos. I'm going to have a wireframe and some designs to show you guys so that we can mess around with this bad boy. All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. So I'm going to go into my settings here because I was hiding my, show that. Okay, perfect. So now we can kind of get into this because we really haven't talked about the menus, and this is everyone's first opportunity to really look at this application. So here we have a blank document. How big is this thing? Talking 1440. Okay, so that's fine. Let's take it down to 50%. Okay. Wow, even when you click on the zoom, it's like, dude, either you want 100 or you don't. Okay, so that's fine. We'll leave it at 50% for now. All right, so let's look into some of the tools and stuff and really get into this. File, I'm pretty sure we all know what's in here. You got new, show launcher on the Mac. Oh, just so anyone knows, if you're able to get your early access link, it will be Mac only. So I'm a PC guy. I was hoping they had a link for both, but right now the early access is Mac only. So hopefully you have a Mac. If you don't, find one so that you can play with it and you can go from there. So as you can see, I'm on an Apple laptop right now, and it doesn't have a whole lot of stuff in it, but you got tool, selector, rectangular. So that's pretty cool. They actually have shortcut keys for all of this stuff. So let's try that. So press R, boom, I can draw a rectangle. Is C for circle? Nope, that's the pick width. Okay, so escape out of that. All right. So if I want an oval, O for oval, gotcha. All right. O for oval, just draw. So that's pretty neat. They actually have shortcut keys for all the shapes that you'll need, which is one of the reasons why I guess you don't see a toolbar over here. So that's different. All right. So these are your tools right here. No toolbar. If you want text, you type T for text. So type T. Now we're typing. That is definitely interesting. I'm guessing that's going to help you work faster instead of you moving your mouse over to the left. Although I think that's such a weird excuse to not just move your mouse over and choose something. But I could see this being a very popular feature where you just learn these different letters and boom, you get going. All right. And then layer create component. Selected layers will be converted into a single reusable layer and added to your document library. Whenever it is updated, all other instances will inherit its changes. Boom. So they have components, or uh, they always call it something a little different, but yes, they have components. So that's awesome. When you build a menu, when you build an item that you know you're going to reuse over and over again, buttons, sidebars, things of that nature, certain images, you'll always be able to reuse those things. So that is awesome. So that's all that is into layer. Let's unselect this to see what we get. Yeah, that's all you have on the layer. That's weird. All right. So arrange, which we've seen this before, I believe. If it's not Illustrator, it's somewhere else where you have an arrange, and basically you can group things, which just makes sense that you have the shortcuts. So that's awesome. You can do Control G, and then up Control G to unlock it. So all of this seems, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be very, very um, familiar with everyone. Now let's get to interaction. Create interaction is C. And yeah, we get this. We get our little pick whip, as we know what it's called. This is the pick whip. You probably seen me use this earlier in the stream. Basically, if you want something to go from one part of the image to another, you would do this, and then you would link it to another object, and then or to another artboard, and you're good. All right. And maybe that's what it's called in Adobe XD. I don't know. I mean, of course, everyone uses the same thing. I just never thought of it. And then, of course, I love the fact that it starts off in the dark theme. I didn't make it this way. It started out this way. You can choose a light theme where, boom, it does that, which I hate because a lot of times I work at night. So I love the darkness, like Batman. Love the darkness. Okay. And then window and help, blah, blah, blah. That's all boring. All right. So let's do it. So, like I said, I want to set it up to where my website has this huge triangle kind of cross type of thing, where this half of the screen is for my website and you can learn more about me. It's for recruiters and HR people who want to learn more about the specifics of the work that I've done. And then this bottom half will be for people who are more interested in the show itself. So usually what I would do, and like I said, I've never used this application before, I would double click on this edge and get rid of it and make a triangle. So let's see what tools we got here. We have a pen. I don't necessarily want to draw it though. I would like to delete this edge. Oh, that's the whole artboard, so that's not good. So the question becomes, can we edit this box? What can we do? Yes, we can. Yep. So you double click on it. I'm able to select this. Delete. Yes. All right. So that's what I wanted to know. That's perfect. Okay, so I press escape to get out of that. So let's go back to what I was doing. Go here. Double click. When you double click, it now lets you edit the vector points of this object. So now take this, delete it. I have my slash now. So that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. And we will change the color of this. Let's do a E5, E5, E5. Boom. All right. And if we want another rectangle, press R, draw a rectangle. All right, I'm getting used to that. I like that. Drag it up here, double click, delete this point. Boom. All right. Now we're cooking with grease. And it seems like the best way to get out of this is to just hit the escape button. So boom, you got that. So now I have my let's make this easy. Let's just say E. All right. And we want this to be the dark one because that's usually what the colors for my website. So we'll just go with a Okay, so I'm still controlling this one up here. Let's move it out the way. So even though I edit the vector version of the box, this part is still there. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just move this to the back. And that way I have the bottom half selected. Boom. Maybe not black. Let's do like a dark gray. Okay, good. All right. So now that we have that, that's good. So what I'm thinking is that I'll have an image of myself here. I'm actually kind of liking this idea of drawing of just hitting R and all of a sudden I can draw a box. So we'll do 40 pixels from the top and the bottom. We'll change the width and make it a bit 500 by 300. Boom. We'll say that represents my beautiful mug there. So also too, if you have the image selected and you move it holding down shift, of course you move in 10 pixel increments. So boom. So we're going to say that that's what we're going to do, right? This is going to be my face down here for the show. It'll probably be my logo. And then here it'll be my face for the for the portfolio side of my website. I'll probably have my name maybe somewhere in the middle here. So let's do that. Type Manuel Johnson Jr. Escape. All right, now we can get into some font sizes. Look at that. So this is neat. You can actually put your mouse right here on top of the title and drag. A lot of other programs have that. Okay. Make that a cool 60. Oh, I don't have all my fonts loaded on here. That's a terrible font. Fine. We'll go with that. Whatever works. Okay. Now I want to rotate it. All right. So I can tab, or I can just do this. That's really, really smooth actually. Line it up. All right. Say I do something like that. That's neat. Okay. Clearly, I'm creating a wireframe, so don't get too excited about these guys. Just wanted to kind of show off some of these things and some of the things that are on my mind. So Manuel Johnson Jr. Paste that. Nice. Oh, cool. When you double click into it, it goes back straight so you can see. UX design show. Boom. All right. So we'll put this here. And we'll put that there. And then basically we'll set up the targets so that no matter what you do, if you click here, you'll go to my portfolio. If you click here, you'll go to the show. And let's stylize it even more. Let's make it to where everybody can see it. And basically we'll set this up so that no matter what happens, when this page, depending on how big their screen is, the image will always be somewhere near the center. So you know what? Let's abandon that whole 40 pixels. All right. We're already at 40, so 6. Let's move it up. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we'll put those images a little closer. And then also, too, as this page change, the images will stay where they are. You know, we can always fix that into the code. So that's good. So let's practice some of our tutorials, right? Because one of the things we learned is that we can make these images stay where they are as far as their position. So let's try that. Let's say we want it to stay here. And we're going to click this one because we want it to stay here. Select the artboard. Oh, so there you go. If you want this to move with the page, you can absolutely do that. So that is nice. Let's see. You know what? We'll just move this out the way for a second. Let's not worry about having a color for this one so we don't confuse the design, and then we'll just slide this back. And we'll just let the white background represent the top of this. Okay. So basically, if I do this as well, when I select the artboard, not so much. Not so much. Okay. So do we have to set the width of this to 100%? All right. Select artboard. Okay, we're working with something. So that worked. So now basically if we want this to always transform with the artboard, we need to make sure that the width of this and the height of this is 100%, which I should have known to do that. Boom. And now we select the artboard. And bam, now you have a design that's fluid and is going to stick with it. And of course, I have an odd triangle, so of course it's not going to always be the same. But this kind of gives you an idea of how that's going to work. I think the only thing I would have to figure out when playing with this is how to make sure this stays tied to this triangle, so that when I move the artboard, it actually stays um, centered to the triangle itself and not necessarily um, uh, moving with the artboard itself. So I think that there may be something else I need to do. Maybe I need to group these items and that will work. Let's see. Nah, not quite. But I like the fact that you can actually showcase and demonstrate this. And it does exactly what you're supposed to do with it. But clearly, I need to play with it some more to figure out how I get these items to stay locked to these particular shapes. So as I move this artboard, they all shift together. So yeah, I like this. This is a lot of fun. I think this is great. I'm actually going to save this. Um, let's call it new homepage UXD. All right. Yeah, I put it in documents for now. Save. All right, cool. So this is my new homepage. This is kind of the idea I kind of want to explore. We'll use this as a wireframe for now. All right. Let's change this text. Oh, I like that too. Now, one of the things Adobe XD and Extra and all of these applications lack the most are text options. You can do left, right, center, but the ability to have fixed text versus auto text when it comes to the paragraphing, underline, strike throughs, if you want something all caps, lowercase, um, that's beautiful to be able to do that. Also, too, I believe Extra does let you adjust the line, but being able to change the letter and I mean the after this is awesome. Having a ton of text options is really good because you never know what you're designing and being able to have the ability to make those type of text changes is great. You want to be able to account for any type of copy editing, and in Extra, you're always having to fake stuff and put things on top of things. Like I had a paragraph one time, I had to put a blue text link on top of the text already and drag it there. And it's just weird. So I like the fact that they already have tons of text options built into this thing. And that is really cool. Coming here to change the color of the text. Nah. Okay. So it doesn't fully make it, it doesn't necessarily have a label for color. I guess you're just supposed to know to click the black box here because clearly that's the color of the font. So that doesn't have a label. I don't know if that's just a missed thing or that's just the way they kind of made it. Like you'll figure it out. But yeah, there's no label here for color like it is for size, line, letter, and after. But hey, it's all good. We got it. We got it. All right. So now UX Design Show that's showing up. So boom. Anybody who just joined, thank you guys for watching. Just kind of giving an overview of this application. It's my first time using it, just like it's probably your first time seeing it. I don't think a lot of people got it. There was a ton of frustration on Twitter about people not being able to get their early access, and I just got mine, so I wanted to make sure I showed off this application. Like I said, I'll be doing videos throughout the week, showcasing different things that you can do with it. So make sure you go to UX Design Show at youtube.com and also go to my Twitter, which is twitter.com/UX Design Show, or go to my Facebook, which is facebook.com/UX Design Show. And if you deleted your Facebook, that's okay. I still have mine up. There's no real data to steal there anyway, so they can have at it. All right. So this is neat. For those who just joined, or if anybody just joined, just showcasing how you can pin items and move them around the artboard. And I think that is really, really cool. Okay. So that's good. Now, how do I make a new artboard? Can I double click? Ah, okay. So on the page, you can rename the page here, of course. You can go back to this page. I can right click this. I can copy. Nope, that's just style. So I want to add a new artboard, and it is not very apparent how to do that. That is interesting. I minimize it. I can make it invisible. I can go back to home. This is clearly considered my home page. I see where they're going with that. But how do I make a new artboard? It is not there. Okay. That's interesting. If I hit Control New, it gives me a whole new document. So yes, right now, how do you make a new artboard? Good question. Now I can copy and paste this artboard by selecting on the screen. I just did that. If I delete this, yeah. So that's one way to make a new artboard. You can do it that way. But there is no plus button to make a new artboard from what I saw. Let me delete it. Or select everything. Yeah. Let me make sure I got the whole application showing here. Okay, I do. Yeah. So I don't see a plus button for the artboard. So just select it, copy and paste. You have a new artboard. Done. So that's how you make a new artboard. So that's good. And again, like I said, I love the fact that these menus are huge. Oh, that's interesting. So let's say you're using this application and you started one way, and now you realize that you want to make a new page to be your home page. So when you're prototyping, it knows that when you hit a home button or you have some sort of back button that goes back to the home page itself, here you can actually choose which artboard you want to be your home page. So this little icon showed up. It wasn't there before, I don't believe. Let's delete this. Select this. Okay, it is there. So I can unselect this. So basically, oh no, I cannot unselect it. Okay, so when you just have one artboard, that icon is going to be there. As soon as you have another icon or another artboard, I should say, then you can pick. You can make. You can choose which one you want to be your home. Just as I suspected, if artboard 2 is your home artboard and you right click on artboard 1, you can set this to home, and then boom, the little icon moves and it has been changed. So that is neat. I like that. That's really good for prototyping. You know exactly where your stuff's supposed to go. And if things change midstream, you can always move around which one's going to be your home page. So that's excellent. All right. All right. So I'm going to delete that. Delete this. Delete that. So as I said before, for anybody who joined, they don't have a traditional toolbar. Let me just make sure I'm right about that. Yes, they're a traditional toolbar. I can't remember if in the video they showcased the toolbar, but there isn't a traditional toolbar. So when you need tools, just a reminder of what you're going to be doing. Just Photoshop, if you want your selector as V, if you want a rectangle, if you want a rounded rectangle as U, they have these keyboard shortcuts, and that is your toolbar. And I don't necessarily mind it for UX. I mean, basically, this is all you need is shapes, the ability to put an image in here. So, I mean, yeah, let's go with that. Now, I think I have it as an image. Okay, pulls up images. Pull up my wallpaper here. Boom. My nice, beautiful logo is there. And I can pull what it says. What options do I have? Let's see. Interactions with it. It shows me the full size of it. If you double click on it, like anything happens, double click on it. You can resize it. I was hoping there'd be maybe some option to mask the image. I know that's really, really popular for a lot of my friends where they have the ability to kind of take that image and mask it in a way that makes sense. So if you want to mask this and just make it your header, you can. It seems like if we wanted to do something like that, we would just have to resize it. So right now, my current website has something very, very similar to this, right? And I actually like the way my current website looks. I'll flip over and show you guys real quick. Okay, maybe. All right, so this is my current website right here, uxdesignshow.com. And I just have this big header, and it has a bunch of other graphics. I still use this from time to time, my name on it, things of that nature. So me personally, I like my home artboard, this idea. I would basically take this background and replace it with the gray. And then I actually have a white version of this background, and I will use the white version here. And then I would just have my picture here in the middle, and then another picture, probably just a logo of the show, and probably just talking about the topics themselves, some of the things I discuss on the channel. But if I wanted to recreate this, we need a header. So again, no toolbar, push rectangle. Boom, I got my rectangle. Put it here. I believe the height on mine is like 30. Somewhere around, no, it's not 30. So it's 50. It's been a while. All right, and we already know that this is 1440. Boom. All right, so we got that. Then of course, my header is like a gray, transparent. Let's take it down. Let's say 90% or so. Oh, I took that off. All right. So anyway, take it down to 0. I like having it there. I don't know about you guys, but I like knowing that the outline is there. Actually, I'll put it at just so I can see it for myself. I'll put it at, we'll run this. I've been changing the radius this whole time. That would make sense now, wouldn't it? No, I have not. I have the image selected. I have been changing the radius on the image. Okay, well, anyway, this kind of helps with what I was talking about, being able to hide the image a little bit. You can do it through the radius, although I don't recommend that. So let's put that back at 100%. Okay. All right. Oh, I see what's happening here. Because I took the opacity down, it's completely invisible. So that's not good. All right. There we go. All right. So keep that in mind. It will literally disappear on you and not exist on the artboard at all if you put it at 0. I don't know how good of an interaction that is, but that just bothered me a little bit. All right, so let's put it at 50%. Okay. Put this back up here. And let's change our radius to 0, because I don't know why I was trying to put it at 100. That didn't make any sense either. All right, so yeah, just so I can see it. All right, no toolbar, type text, type something. I will type something. Do I even use home? I do home. Studies. Yeah. Font is massive. That's because I was typing earlier. Look at 14 pixels. I like that. They have your little indicators there. And paste. Just so you know, when you copy and paste, it actually puts it directly on top of the on top of the item that you're pasting. So that is important to know, because you could copy and paste in this application and not know where in the world it went. Most applications tend to like put it somewhere else. They put it directly on top of the item. So if you hit copy and paste 3 times, you'll have 3 of those items just sitting on top of each other. So keep that in mind. Let's put these 40 pixels apart. Case studies, boom. I like that. Come back here. So this is all really good, very contextual. I like that. All right, get my 40 pixels in there. All right. And actually, I just have 3 links on my site, design portfolio. And I did that for a reason. A lot of the people I deal with as far as recruiters just wanted to see all of my stuff at one time. So I decided to just really declutter my whole website, get rid of a lot of unnecessary pages, and leave it at just home, case studies, and design portfolio. I'm using oh my gosh, why can't I think? What do you call it? Dang it, WordPress. I'm using WordPress for my website, and it's good. But a lot of times when you use templates like this, you get these icons that I can't get rid of. So I'm actually going back to an HTML format. But one of the things I liked about it is that it allowed me to build out my case studies the way I wanted to. So here you can see one of my case studies for State Farm when I worked there. You can scroll through, see some of the persona information and things like that. All of these things I actually want to keep. I like the way I put this together. The fact that I'm able to show off, wireframes and user flows and journey mapping and things of that nature. Um, Also to some wireframes and also designs. One of the things I wasn't able to get done with this particular portfolio because it's in WordPress was having the um, one-page navigation links so that you can actually click on each one of these titles from here, and you can just jump down the page, right? Making it to when you get to the case study itself, it becomes a one-page website. And right now, I realize the best way to get that type of customization is to go back to the old school HTML because you'll spend hours and days trying to find the perfect, WordPress template, and I'm getting quite tired of that. So basically, to come back to this, our design here, let's just say this would be the show version of the page. We have our header here, home, case studies, design portfolio. I actually still like that. Put it over from the top a little bit. And yeah, I think that's good, actually. It's pretty cool. Home, case studies, design portfolio. And I said earlier before, the reason why I set it up like this is because when you go to my homepage, pretty much everything you need to know about me is here. I just advertise my UX work. If you need to contact me, blah, 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 you can contact me, email me, whatever the case may be. Go check out my channel. Check me out on social media. You can see some of the recommendations of people I work for. And it's great as far as you need to go. I used to have contact pages and forums, and the reality is I would never get anyone to use my forum. People just don't want that stuff. They just want to get to the beef. So they can get to my case studies here. I have over 15 years of experience. I started in 2001, and I started out as a web designer, graphic designer, and then I switched to UX in 2010. So I've been doing this for 8 years, and I've gotten quite good at it. I started at Lowe's. But one of the reasons why I did this is because I wanted to separate my portfolio so that anyone who wanted to see my actual design skill can go to the design portfolio. Everything in here, some of it is past 2010, but most of it is before 2010. If you want to see old websites, if you want to see, mostly it was all websites at the time. If I'm allowed to show the design work, I have some of the design work that I did here for Lowe's, Allies, Sunbelt, Oversea, some of the apps and stuff that I built. If you just want to see designs, you come here. If you want to learn more about the client itself and see my process, you could come to the case studies. So I completely separated those two items because I had a hard time um, trying to fuse all of that together for people who, because you never know what kind of recruiter you're going to come across. So for me, I actually want to keep this with the new um, with this new design we're going to do in the Vision Studio. I'm going to do it exclusively in this app. I want to keep it that way. I want it to be when you come in here and you talk about the show, videos for the show, things of that nature. So that's great. But then when you go back to my portfolio, you have all the case studies of all the projects that I worked on. You can see that information. You can see my approach, the different challenges that I had, the impact that um, the impact that we were able to put forth with that project, and that'll work out really, really well. And yeah, have a little bit more fun with it. I feel like this is really sterile. I like it, but I want to have a little bit more fun with my website here. And then I have some other stuff here as well. As you can see, about an hour ago. Have I been doing this for an hour? I don't know. I spent more time trying to figure it out. Anyway, back to studio. So yeah, so here we are. I need a title, don't I? Yes, I do. So we hit the letter T. You automatically get a cursor, and then you just click the page and you start typing. Oh no, did I lose it? Oh, I think the text is white. Okay. We can't see it. It says make it visible. All right. Load it up. Welcome or something. Or terrible. Latest UX. Oh my goodness. Yep, and I'm doing this live. Yep. Latest UX news. All right. So we have a hot pink title here. And this is just me messing around, getting used to the tools. Like I said, no toolbar. You tap a letter and you click the page. I think it's really neat. I think it's really, really neat. All right, so let's mess around some more. Let's do this pen. Let's check this pen out. All right, so I tap P. My cursor changes here. And now, oh, nice. Huh. I could have drew my triangles if I wanted to. Go back to my selector. Now I have a custom shape if I want to. Nice. I'm not going to keep that. But actually, I think that's really cool. Like I said, tap the letter P for pen. Click here. You're not able to do some of these things. Oh, nice. Very much like Illustrator. If you click and drag, you can curve this. So that's neat. It lets you know if you have this lined up or not. So that's cool. Nice. Lock it all up. All right. And now you have a custom shape, which of course you can change the fill center. Oh yeah, because it's a line, so pixels. And you can instantly change the thickness of it. Oh, that's nice. I didn't notice that before. So these two arrows here, when you click that, now gives us some options to deal with the stroke. Very much like Illustrator. That's neat. So you can have a lot of fun with that. Also, too, you can change inside, center, outside. The ridiculous 90 pixels. So you can have a lot of fun with that. Okay. No, that is dope. That's a lot of fun. I believe I don't know if there's a pin in Adobe XD. I'm not sure. I don't have my Adobe Creative Suite on this laptop, so I wish I could switch between the two of them. I'll do some comparisons later on in the week about this, but yeah, nice. I like it a lot. All right. So, latest UX news. All right. I want a rectangle. We're gonna just pretend that these are YouTube videos here. Oops, I thought I copied it. There we go. Okay. So we put them 50 apart. Boom. Oh, look at that. See, I hit copy and paste too many times. I had an extra box back there. So you got to be very, very careful when you're doing copy and pasting in this application because it pastes them right on top of each other. I didn't realize I hit it twice and then I had an extra box and it threw the whole thing off. So that was weird. So yeah, you can really play around with this. This is nice. I'm gonna be honest with you. Just from the small amount of time that I've been sitting here messing around with it, I like it a lot actually. Um, it's a lot of fun to play with. It's really weird not to have a toolbar. Um, I think, what would it cost to just put the extra 60 pixels over here and have a toolbar? But what does it really matter? I mean, one of the applications I'm working on right now, they use a lot of keyboard shortcuts. And then for me too, being a Photoshop guy from the absolute beginning, I mean, I've been using it since Photoshop 3. I use a ton of keyboard shortcuts. So sometimes I just know shortcuts. I might forget how to do it and just pull a shortcut out my butt, and the next thing you know, oh yeah, that's how you do it. Control blah 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 blah. So I think it's really neat how this is put together, and I plan on doing more videos on it. This is me just kind of being silly. It's 3:47 on Eastern time. My family's upstairs, so I can't stay on the computer too long. But I wanted to get this out. I'm gonna do my best to download this and post it to my YouTube channel and check that out. Anybody who's still watching, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm gonna sign off here. Please subscribe to my channel, UX Design Show on YouTube. Make sure you go to my Twitter and follow me there. I always got really cool UX articles to watch, to watch, articles to read. I also have everything going to my Facebook as well. If you haven't deleted your Facebook already, and I'm going to have more videos of this coming out throughout the week. I'm going to do some more filming and recording of this wireframe that I've started right here. Make sure I save it. And I'm going to make some more videos of it because right now, no one else has any real insight. We've been watching the InVision Studio jams where you see people kind of designing stuff. So I'm going to put together a nice little design, kind of redesign my website as an example, and put those up on my YouTube channel. So check it out. Thank you so much for tuning in. I had a lot of fun playing with this. And we played with this together because I made sure I did not touch this application until I got on the live stream. So I hope the live stream went well. I was not able to really see comments. Oh, I got one comment. Please share the link. I can't share the link. Sorry, Fawaz, Muhammad. I can't share the link. I appreciate you writing that, but I don't want to get in trouble. Hopefully they'll roll out some more. I've been just as frustrated as you about, people just not being able to get access to this application. But tune in right here. I'm going to make sure you guys and gals are able to see the this application and learn more about it and make some decisions about it. Because honestly, I love the fact that you can just preview your animations and see it work in the artboard. I think that's really, really important. And right now, I am loving it. I am loving it. Weird not having a toolbar. Really weird not having a toolbar. At the same time, I'm loving it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode of the UX Design Show. Peace.